Here we are at Sydney for the one-day international between Australia and New Zealand. We have overcast conditions here today, quite a heavy atmosphere, and that should enable the ball to swing around quite a bit. You had a look at the pitch a little earlier, Jim. What do you reckon?
Thanks very much, Richie. This pitch is perfect for batting. Hard and true. The ball should come onto the bat perfectly and enable the batsmen to really go for their shots. It could be a long match for the bowlers. I'd choose to bat. Well, that appears to be the state of the pitch. Back to you, Richie.
The opening bowler is going to be McGrath. Hit straight to a fielder. He looked as if he was home to me. That's the first runs of the day for Fleming. McGrath to Castro. That's the first runs of the day for Astor. Picked up by Hayden. Stopped by Lee. Lee to begin a new over. Great shot by Fleming. That's the first boundary for Fleming. That could be a very painful blow.
He looks really fired up today. That was certainly a very quick delivery.
Fleming waiting at the striker's end. That's racing away to the fence. Lee only overpitched very slightly, but it was punished.
What a ripper! The crowd enjoyed that one.
48 overs are left for New Zealand.
The openers will be looking to take advantage of the fielding restrictions early on.
McGrath to begin a new over, stopped by Martin. McGrath at the start of his run-up. That's too short. 4 runs. That's the first boundary for Astor. McGrath continues. 47 overs the left for New Zealand. Hit straight to a fielder. Lee to bowl to Fleming. Fleming moves into double figures with those runs collected by Hayden. Oh, that's a really superb shot. That takes him into double figures. It's straight at Hayden. There's a mix-up with the batsman. He's asking for the third umpire. They can't afford to go throwing away wickets. McGrath to begin a new over. McGrath at the start of his run-up. Stopped by Harvey. McGrath continues. It's in the air. Fleming very quickly onto that one.
Perfectly played. He got right over that ball and played it with a nice straight bat.
McGrath continues. Fleming is now on strike. It's straight at Lehman. That's the end of the fifth over. Lee to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Batsmen are looking for three. Hayden reaches it before it crosses the boundary. He looked as if he was home to me. Excellent bowling by Lee. Lee at the start of his run-up. He's got it into the gap. Batsmen are turning for a third. 44 overs are left for New Zealand. McGrath to begin a new over. Astle is now facing. He's got it into the gap. Hit straight at Harvey. There it goes. He smashed that right out of the ground.
The fielder just watched it, going.
McGrath to bowl to Fleming. Fleming has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. 43 overs are left for New Zealand. Lee to begin a new over. Fleming waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight to a fielder. Lee at the start of his run-up. That's gone high in the air. Lee is not impressed.
That was a poor ball and it got the treatment it deserved.
Lee continues. Got him, yes, he's out.
That was a bad shot. He really seemed to lose concentration.
Fleming is finally out for 27. Ooh, that looked quite nasty. McGrath to begin a new over. McGrath to Astle. Steered expertly into the gap. McGrath to Sinclair. Sinclair is now on strike.
That's good bowling. Get him on the front foot and make him play.
McGrath at the start of his run-up. Hit straight to a fielder. A very good over. Only one off it in the end. Lee to begin a new over. A long hop and punished. Super shot by Astle.
What a ripper. The crowd enjoyed that one.
There should be some runs here. Astle has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. Picked up on the boundary by Hayden. Lee continues. Hit straight to a fielder. Lee continues. Well, that'll beat the fielder. That was a superb placement.
Well, he might have pleased his skipper with that delivery. He needs to keep it tight.
That's the end of the 10th over. McGrath to begin a new over. Great shot by Sinclair. That's the first boundary for Sinclair. McGrath continues. That's too short. 4 runs. That wasn't a very good delivery.
Lovely front foot shot. Head over the ball, wrists in front of the bat as he played through the line.
McGrath continues. Confident appeal. Not out. I thought it looked very close. Superb shot. That takes him into double figures. 39 overs are left in the innings. Lee to begin a new over. Ooh, that looked quite nasty. Play it away with comfort. The batsmen are coming back for a second. Fielded by Hayden. Sinclair waiting at the striker's end. Lee continues. McGrath to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. He looked as if he was home to me. Sinclair is now facing. Ponting is not going to reach that. He really can't afford to pitch short on this track.
Well, that was short and just asked to be hit.
Great catch.
He got into great position to take that catch.
Sinclair has gone for 19. Hit straight at Hayden. Oh, what a catch, Ponting.
Very safely taken. Soft hands, that's what's important.
So then, that's the end of Vincent. Here comes the first change in the bowling. Simons to Astor. Hit straight at Ponting. There it goes. Played with a beautifully straight bat.
Well, you can't afford to overpitch it. 2 full and dispatched for 4.
That's in the stands. 6 runs. That went a long way back into the stands.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
10 runs were picked up from that over by Simons. McGrath at the start of his run-up. Hit straight to a fielder. Beautiful shot. That's the first boundary for McMillan. It's high in the air. McMillan won't miss anything bowled 2 full.
That was good cricket from the batsman. He placed it, didn't try to hit it too hard.
McGrath to bowl to McMillan. That's racing away to the boundary. McMillan moves into double figures with those runs. Simons to begin a new over. He smashed that one right out of the ground.
What an effortless shot. Brilliant.
Just reached the fence. He watched that onto the bat perfectly.
He picked that ball up beautifully. The bowler will have to be careful not to put the ball in that area again.
Simons to bowl to Astle. It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Simons at the start of his run-up. It's straight at Warne. Simons to McMillan. A nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. He's going to have to move here. That over helped the run rate somewhat. Astle raises his bat to the crowd to acknowledge the applause. That's his half century, and it's taken him 38 balls. That's gone high in the air. He picked the length quickly with that one.
That was an excellent shot. Very exciting to watch.
McGrath to McMillan. Pushed into the gap. Picked up by Lehman. The batsmen are in trouble here. I think he was easily back in the crease there. McMillan has now moved into the 20s. McGrath to McMillan. McMillan is now on strike. That's gone high in the air. That was a shot straight out of the coaching manual.
He plays that shot really well, and it brings him lots of runs.
33 overs are left for New Zealand. Simons to begin a new over. Great shot by Astle. Well, he's seeing it like a beach ball out there now.
There's a perfect example of how to play that shot. He deserved 4 runs for it.
It's straight at Lehman. It's in the air. There's a mix-up with the batsman. Well, the fielder's not going to cut that off. Picked up very early by Macmillan.
That was a gift for the batsman.
Yeah. 32 overs are left in the innings. We're about to see a change in the bowling. Astle is now facing. It's straight at McGrath. Our shot. Super shot by Astle.
Really good shot there. Nicely timed and picked the gap perfectly.
Simons to begin a new over. That's rolling towards the fence. It should be 4 runs. He was onto that in a flash.
Oh, great shot. That was 4 from the moment it left the bat.
Simons continues. Good stroke for 4. Well, he's seeing it like a beach ball out there now.
He picked his spot well there, a glorious boundary.
That's a good shot. He certainly saw that one early.
He played that shot to perfection.
Simons at the start of his run-up. That's the end of the 20th over. Lee to begin a new over. He's got it into the gap. He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. Stopped in the covers. Astle waiting at the striker's end. Well, that's found the gap in the field. Macmillan facing. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Simons to continue with his off-spin. There it goes. He watched that onto the bat perfectly.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced away to the boundary.
McMillan is now on strike. That's gone high in the air. That was sheer power.
The fielder just watched it, going.
Ten runs came from that over. Stopped by Harvey. Oh, that's close. The umpire's not moving on that one. A tricky decision, but the umpire says not out. New Zealand are 3 for 162. Lee to bowl to Astle. The fielder will cut that off. .27 overs are left for New Zealand. Astle facing. Out. He's been caught.
That was a loose shot. He'll be kicking himself about that one.
Astle is finally out for 62. Cairns facing his first ball. Cairns is off the mark. Picked up by Ponting. Simons continues. That's cleared the rope. 6 runs. Simons won't like that at all.
Well, he really hit that a long way. Exciting stuff.
That's cleared the infield. Cairns moves into double figures with those runs. It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Simons is back in the attack. So there was 14 off that over. Lee to bowl the last of his allotted overs. That is very frustrating for the bowler. Hit straight at Martin. He can enjoy this as he's had to work very hard for it. There's his half century. 4 for 182.
It's been a good knock so far, but he needs to keep concentrating.
Lee to Cairns. That's run away for 4. Cairns is looking to punish any short deliveries.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
That's the halfway mark. 25 overs. Australia are making a change in the bowling. Steered expertly into the gap. McGrath at the start of his runner. That's straight up in the air. Cairns has now moved into the 20s. Play it away with comfort. Batsmen are coming back for 2. Fielded on the boundary by Warne. Great shot by McMillan. He was onto that in a flash.
A racking shot. He's in great form.
McMillan waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight at Harvey. That over cost 12 runs. There's a change in the bowling with the off-spin of Simons. He's cleared the infield. 4 runs. Super shot by Cairns.
Well played. Got into perfect position for that shot. Head over the ball. Weight going forward.
That's gone high in the air. It's high in the air. That's a lovely shot. A beautiful cover drive.
For all the kids watching out there, that is a perfect example of how to play the shot.
That's a superb shot. McMillan really takes advantage of anything overpitched.
He loves the ball in that area. Great shot. 4 runs.
McMillan waiting at the striker's end. Well, that's found the gap in the field.
Wait.
23 overs are left in the innings. We're about to have a change of bowling with the leg spin of Warne. Simons out at long on. Partnership between these two is now worth 50. Great shot, that's 4 all the way. Oh, that really was a super stroke.
What a ripper. The crowd enjoyed that one.
It's high in the air. Super shot by Cairns.
He played that shot to perfection.
Cairns is now on strike. That's a good shot. He found the gap with precision.
Fantastic shot there. He knew it was 4 as soon as he struck it.
That's racing away for 4. Well, that isn't the place to bowl at this batsman.
That was beautifully played. He was well over the top of the ball.
17 runs were picked up from that over by Warren. Simons to continue with his off spin. It's in the air. The batsman will have to run these. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Simons to bowl to Cairns. That was just inches from the stumps. That's through the gap, and it'll go for 4. It's been a really good innings by Cairns. There's his half century. That's run away and could well go for 4. Well, that was a very confident shot.
Cracking shot. He's in great form.
Cairns is now facing. Warren at the start of his run-up. That's racing away to the boundary. That was a really confident shot.
Cracking shot. The secret there was that he got his feet into position early and had plenty of time to play the shot.
It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Ponting cuts that off. That's the end of the 30th over. We're about to see a change in the bowling. It's high in the air. That's straight up in the air. He really struck that well.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about it. There might be a little bit more in the next one.
That's straight up in the air. That ball was at the fence in no time at all.
Well, it was in the air, but there's no one there. No risk.
Cairns is now on strike. That's gone high in the air. Looks in good form out there.
He played that shot perfectly.
And that's out. Caught by Simons.
He took a great catch there. The batsman will be gutted about it.
Cairns eventually goes for 77. That was a fine innings from Cairns. That over eased the pressure on the batting team. McMillan facing. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Hit straight to a fielder. Warren at the start of his run-up. That's a lovely way to get off the mark. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end. Harvey to begin a new over. There it goes. That's the first boundary for Nevin. Nevin waiting at the striker's end. That's gone high in the air. This batsman won't miss anything that's short.
He played that shot perfectly.
Out, he's caught him.
For those of you watching at home, that's a good example of how to take a catch.
Nevin is making his way back to the pavilion. Harvey continues. That over eased the pressure on the batting team. Warren to begin a new over. Stopped by Lehman. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Adams facing. Those are the first runs for Adams. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end. Harvey to begin a new over. There it goes. That's the first boundary for Adams. It looked as if he was home to me, but Millen is now on strike. That's gone high in the air. That takes him into double figures. Harvey is back in the attack. That's straight up in the air. That was 4 the moment it left his bat.
Well, if you're going to pitch that short, you'll get punished.
That's the end of the 35th over. McMillan is now on strike. Steered expertly into the gap. That's rolling towards the fence. It should be 4 runs. Well, he's seeing it like a beach ball out there now.
That was a wonderful shot. He looks in great shape out there.
Oh, that is an excellent shot by McMillan. He really struck that well.
Oh, great shot. That was a pleasure to see.
The batsmen are looking for 2. "14 overs are left in the innings. Harvey to begin a new over. McMillan facing. Steered expertly into the gap. It's in the air. That wasn't a very good delivery.
Fantastic shot there. He knew it was 4 as soon as he struck it.
Adams facing. That's straight up in the air. Adams has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. That's straight up in the air. That over helped the run rate somewhat. McMillan waiting at the striker's end. Well, that'll be a long chase for the fielder. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
What a ripper. The crowd enjoyed that one.
There'll be runs here. The batsmen are coming back for a second. Warren continues. That's straight up in the air. New Zealand have taken their total on to 6 for 319. Warren continues. Superb shot. He must be starting to think of 3 figures now. Batsmen are coming back for 3. Fielded in the deep by Martin. 12 overs are left for New Zealand. It's been a really good innings by McMillan. There's his century. That must have hurt. Four runs. Picked up very early by McMillan.
He'll be pleased with that one. It came sweetly out of the middle of the bat.
McMillan is now facing. That's straight up in the air. Adams waiting at the striker's end. That's gone high in the air. .11 overs are left for New Zealand. Australia are making a change in the bowling. That's cleared the infield. Really struck that well.
That was an excellent shot. Very exciting to watch.
Martin to McMillan. Pushed into the gap. It's high in the air. That really was excellent timing.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Adams is now on strike. That's gone high in the air. That nearly joined us up here in the commentary box.
Well, he really hit that a long way. Exciting stuff.
That's the end of the 40th over. There it goes. Harvey is not impressed.
Cracking shot. The secret there was that he got his feet into position early and had plenty of time to play the shot.
And 6. He smashed that right out of the ground.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy.
That's 4 runs. McMillan is looking to punish any short deliveries.
He played that shot to perfection.
Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Nine overs are left for New Zealand. McMillan is now on strike. It's high in the air. He spilled it. Dear, dear.
He never really looked comfortable with that catch, so it was no surprise when it went to ground.
Martin to bowl to Adams. It's in the air. Amazing fielding. Got him! That was a beautiful delivery.
He was bowled all over the place.
McMillan is finally out for 27. Everyone is standing to applaud him off the field.
Well, with the fall of that wicket, they'll be hoping to mop up the tail quickly.
Harris is the new batsman for New Zealand. Harris facing his first ball. It's straight at Simons. 8 overs are left for New Zealand. Harvey to begin a new over. It's high in the air. I certainly saw that one early.
It was a good shot, but the bowler shouldn't be bowling at him.
Harvey to bowl to Adams. Oh, he's put it down. Harvey at the start of his run-up. There it goes. He picked the length quickly with that one.
It was a good shot, but the bowler shouldn't be bowling at him there.
He's got hold of that one. 4 runs. The crowd are giving him a great round of applause as they appreciate the importance of this knock. That brings up his half century. Seven overs are left in the innings. Martin to begin a new over. That's the first runs of the day for Harris. Martin continues. Oh, he's put it down. That is an excellent catch.
That was an important catch. He did very well to hang on to it.
That ball was really moving, a brilliant reflex catch. Adams eventually goes for 50. That was a fine innings from Adams. Vettori facing his first ball. That's straight up in the air.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
There's a mix-up with the batsman. They can't afford to go throwing away wickets. He's worked that into the gap. 11 runs came from that over by Martin Harvey to begin a new over. There it goes. That's a big hit. It'll go all the way. That easily cleared the boundary.
Another one of those, and this bowler could be out of the attack.
That's straight up in the air. That's the first boundary for Vettori. What a superb catch that is. Lovely catch. She's got a great pair of hands. Martin is off the mark. Martin facing his first ball. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Martin at the start of his run-up. Well, that's found the gap in the field. Batsmen are coming back for two. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. That should just go for 4 runs. That's the first boundary for Harris. Martin to bowl to Harris. Out. He's been caught. New Zealand have been bowled out for 418.
That was an important catch. He did very well to hang on to it. New Zealand have posted a pretty good total there. They scored pretty quickly during the innings and rarely became bogged down.
Cairns has the new ball for New Zealand. 419 runs required. So to sum up then, New Zealand win by 135 runs.